en sygdom.
I was arrested. And I said, you are all crazy. I already lost one eye, not to glaucoma. I never lost any sight to glaucoma. I lost it to ignorance. But this is 12 years later, and I already know that marijuana is not dangerous. That is the only thing that has maintained my sight in this eye. And my doctors with 12 years of records proved that in court, plus Robert Randall, the first man to ever get it legally. And the judge concluded that I would have to be insane not to use it.
Dommen fastslog, at Elvy Musika har ret til at bruge marihuana, så marihuana-cigaretten her er leveret af de amerikanske myndigheder. I hele USA er der kun 8 personer, som har fået en sådan tilladelse. De er alle skulle igennem langvarige retssager. Men alt tyder på, at de 8 fremover ikke bliver de sensationelle undtagelser. I kampagnehovedkvarteret for den medicinske brug af marihuana var stemningen i alt fald i mere end en forstand høj, da det i forbindelse med det amerikanske valg stod klart, at et flertal af befolkningen i Californien og Arizona sagde ja til at legalisere medicinsk brug af marihuana. Det var politiets angreb på den største cannabisklub for syge mennesker i Californien, som for alvor satte skub i udviklingen.
On August 4th, the Cannabis Club was raided by over 100 heavily armed stormtroopers that came in here with a battering ram, and that was so offensive to people that the money began to pour into the campaign. We were able to raise, as a result of the raid on the club, we were able to raise over $1 million, which went into television advertising that has been very, very effective for us.
Stilen er en anden, men glæden over afstemningsresultatet er den samme. Organisationen Drug Policy Foundation har i 10 år arbejdet for at få gennemført radikale ændringer i den amerikanske narkotikapolitik. For eksempel er organisationen været en ivrig fortaler for medicinsk marihuana. Initiativtageren til organisationen er professor i politisk videnskab, Arnold Trebach.
I started to realize that many of the so-called scientific facts upon which American drug policy is based, and upon which much of the world's drug policy is based, are false, misleading, and destructive. This was a shock. I always assumed our drug policy was a good policy. I wrote 2 books in the field, and after the second book told my dean at the university, I am not going to write another book, I'm going to write a reform organization. I sat down at the same word processor after my second book and wrote out the plans for the Drug Policy Foundation. The essence of the foundation is professionalism, respectability, science on the side of reform. Not screaming and hollering, not a bunch of hippies sitting around smoking joints. Simply sound professional people, the best people in society coming forward. And that's what I sought to attract. And to be immodest, I've succeeded in attracting the best.
We will now hear from the about California Proposition 215.
Organisationen indsamler og videreformidler erfaringer og forskning om narkotikaspørgsmålet. Arbejdet tager sigte på at kvalificere debatten om mål og midler i narkotikapolitikken.
The government just hates the idea of admitting there can be anything like a debate on drug policy. It is like the Bible. If you're a fundamentalist believer in the Bible, the text is pure, the text is clean, you must not deal with one comma or one period. It is holy writ, and this is a holy war. So in general, our approach, the approach of our officials, is to deny the truth that in general, there are many European models that are much more successful. And that's what they do. They deny the truth. My job as an individual, and the Drug Policies Foundation's job, is to keep bringing forth the facts and to say, no, that is not true. Here are the facts about Europe. When I'm in Europe, I criticize drug policy because I think there's a lot of things wrong with the Dutch drug policy and the English drug policy and the German drug policy. But compared to us, they have Camelot, and we have hell.
Men den amerikanske forbudstankegang eksporteres fortsat til blandt andet Europa. og samtidig er modstanden hos myndighederne over for eventuelle forandringer så massiv, at man går så vidt som til at lægge hindringer i vejen for forskningsprojekter, for eksempel vedrørende medicinsk brug af marihuana.
It shouldn't be that marijuana relies mostly on anecdotal evidence today, because now we know about double-blind controlled studies, but it's been impossible to do these studies.
The government says, well, you don't have strong enough evidence for us to move this drug to Schedule 2. And we say, okay, we'll do some studies. And then the federal government says, we won't give you the marijuana to do the studies.
There is an investigator in California by the name of Abrams who has been trying to do a double-blind controlled study on cannabis and AIDS for 4 years and can't get the permission of the U.S. government, even though he's got all the other permissions necessary, can't get the permission of the U.S. government to get the marijuana to do the study.
The federal government, as part of the war on drugs, is committed to denying access to marijuana for patients whom it might help. It's a political war on drugs issue, and it impedes not only proper research, but the likelihood that the drug can be beneficial to individuals who are sick. In other words, sick people are being held hostage to the war on drugs.